What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Season 1, Episode 4 review. The episode was titled Roaring Emotions, you guys. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into this episode review. So I will say, going forward with Housewives, we have Atlanta returning Sunday, as well as the finale of Potomac. And then January 5th, Real Housewives of Dallas returns. So I will be reviewing Dallas. Now, as far as other Housewives, yes, I will be reviewing a few of them. There are two of them that I can tell you guys I'm not reviewing, with some cast members that I don't care for. As long as Teresa Giudice is on Jersey, not reviewing that. And as long as Kelly Dodd is on Orange County, not reviewing it. But you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to this episode review, shall we? All right, guys, let's start up with Whitney. So, you guys remember last week's episode ended with Whitney's party. And, you guys remember Jen, she was upset about the fact that Meredith had went to Mary's church, thinking that is an attack against her, which I'm still hella confused about how that's an attack against you because she went to that woman's church. Why are you so mad at Meredith, but you're not mad at Whitney? Make it make sense. So, Jen pulls Meredith to the side to have a conversation with Meredith about the situation with, her going to the church and how she feels about that. And also how she feels about, Meredith blowing her off for her daughter, Chloe. Now Meredith tells, Jen, let's have this is not the time or the place for the conversation. Let's have this at a different time. Because she didn't really want to go into deep detail about the fact that her kids didn't feel comfortable seeing her vagina, which I respect Meredith for that. This ain't the time or the place. Let's table this conversation and have it later. So then, Jen brings up the whole situation with her going to Mary's church, which I'm still hella confused about. Like, why are you upset about her going to Mary's church? And why are you taking it so deeply? It's a church. It's not like she went. It's not like her and a woman went on a spa date and they talk cash money shit about you. That's not what happened. So I don't get Jen. I really don't. Like, Jen is childish as fuck. Like, I can't stand people who feel that, because I have an issue with this person, you have to have an issue with the person as well. Like, that ain't how I operate. That ain't how it works. Like, I can be friends with you and I can be friends with her. When I'm around her, I won't discuss you, and when I'm around you, we don't discuss her. Like, that's how it works. Like, I don't feel like I have to choose a side with either one of them. So then, Jen just starts going off. She's talking about, she called Mary talking about Mary fucks her grandfather. I'm like, okay, we get it. She's married to her step grandfather. But now I will say, when it came down to that with Jen, that was tacky as hell. Because, you're in a party with a lot of people. I don't know if those people actually know Mary, but for you to sit there and blurt that out was just rude and tacky. Hell, even Lisa felt the type of way about that, and I don't like Lisa. So then Jen leaves the party, and she's freaking out. She's going off on Heather, and I'm just like, what is the issue? I didn't get it. I don't get it. Like, I really don't understand it. So then the next day, we see all the ladies discussing it. So everybody heard what was said. Mary feels some type of way, which, honestly, I don't blame Mary for feeling some type of way about that. The same way Jen felt the way about Mary saying she smelled like a hospital, Mary has every right to feel the way she felt, because that was really rude. Mary just said you smelled like a hospital. Mary did not talk about your aunt, or anything. But you gonna sit here and say this shit in front of everybody in that party. That was that was very low. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys, next up, let's discuss Meredith. So Meredith, I guess she's just recently moved into a house, which she never said that to us in the 4 episodes that we watched. I didn't have any idea that she just moved into this house. So she and Lisa, they're out shopping for some artwork for the home. She wants that, make the home her own. Now the thing that got me with Lisa was Lisa wanted to touch everything. Why? Like I don't understand that. Why do you want to touch everything? And the woman kept saying, like, look at the signs. Like, girl, read. Read. When you go to certain places, if they don't want you to touch their stuff, there's a big ass sign always somewhere visible that says, do not touch the merchandise. Like, the fuck? But whatever. Now, the one thing I will say about Meredith, because I was looking at her interview, look with that bob. That bob, it just was not the look. Whoever did that bob for Meredith should be fired and she should burn it. So then also while they're there, Meredith decides to tell Lisa that she and Seth have been separated from one another. When I was looking at Lisa trying to fake crime, like, Lisa, you are really coming on thick. I get that you say Meredith. I get you say you plan Chloe's bat mitzvah and all that stuff, but girl, not one tear was coming out because she was fanning like a tear was coming like this. Fuck. I did not mean for that to fall. Whatever. Like she kept fanning like, a tear was about to fall out, but I'm like, no, Lisa. No. So then, she says, so of the friend group, who all knows besides me now? She says, it's just you and Jen. For right now, it's just her and Jen. We're going to pause right there and we're going to move on. Damn. Oh. All right, guys, so these next scenes are going to be out of order, but I'll make it make sense in just a little bit. So I'm going to talk about Jen first. So Mary is having this Met Gala luncheon. We're going to discuss that in just a minute. So Jen, she has her team and she's getting ready for the gala. So she calls Sharif on the phone because she needs to get a pep talk from Sharif about this part. I don't know why she needs a pep talk. You're a grown ass woman. You know proper etiquette for a party. So what you need a pep talk for? Because she's talking about Meredith, her being at the party, because this is just a cast party. So she's talking about the fact that Meredith is going to be there and how should she interact with Meredith, and the fact that you needed Sharif to tell you how to interact with Meredith. How old are you? Well, judging her from at that party, she's childish. But she needs to grow up. Sharif tells her basically go in there and that's not the space for you to address Meredith. So go in there and just go in there for what it is for. You don't have to address your issues with Meredith. And I'm just like, again, how old are you? You don't know that? The fuck? Let's move on from Jen. Like I wanted to give Jen a try, but I just don't like Jen. It's just something about her that I just can't connect with. And yeah, Jen ain't my type. Jen ain't for me. If anybody out there likes Jen, cool with me. I just don't fucks with her. Can't. But let's move on. All right, guys, and then let's move over to Heather. So Heather had Jen over to her house, and when Jen came in the doorbell rang because she ordered what did she order? It's something that I don't eat. Sushi. Yeah. I tried sushi once before. It just was not it just wasn't for me. It was cold for one. I don't like cold food. Like that, if there is one thing to know about me, I don't like food that is served cold. Ew. Like, don't give me anything that's cold. Now, what I will say, it might sound contradictory. Well, no, it's not a contradiction. Because there have been times where I let my food, I'll be eating my food and I get full and it gets to room temperature and I'll eat it at room temperature. Because I don't like reheating food. Certain foods I don't like reheating because I feel like it loses its flavor once you reheat it. But that's neither here nor there. So Jen and what's her name? Heather, they're in her house talking. They're talking about her dating life. I wasn't paying attention, so I can't really tell you what Heather said about her dating life. So then, Jen talks about, they talk about the party. And I don't know if this was Jen's way of making an excuse for her behavior at the party, because it still wasn't anything that was justifiable for what you said and did at that party. So we find out a little bit more about Jen. We find out that Jen's dad passed away, and the 1 year anniversary is approaching, which I understand with that. I understand that pain, and of losing my mom. And I remember when the 1 year anniversary came up, so I definitely do understand that. And I know that that's got to be hard. I know that's not got to be hard. I know it's hard. So I do understand that aspect. But even when my mom's 1 year anniversary came up, now I didn't get to make it to her grave, and I was upset about that. But I didn't go off on anybody. I didn't do the things that Jen did. I was upset. The first half of the day. But, I went out that day. I got a haircut. I actually remember the day to the T. Went out, got a haircut, went back home. Actually, before I went back home, stopped and got me something to eat. And then I went home and I went to sleep, and I called it a night. I actually remember the day to a T. But, yeah, so I didn't go off on anybody. So I don't understand why she went off, prior to. And then she also mentions the fact that, she is lonely. Sharif is, he's a football coach, and he's away. And he was away for when her dad passed, for the funeral and all that, which I get it. But again, that doesn't, negate or make what you said or did okay. Like I said, and it's the same with Mary. It's the same. So the situations are actually reversed. You were upset with Mary for saying that saying that you smelled like hospital when your aunt was in the hospital. But Mary is triggered by the hospital smell because of her going to get her, what did she say, her odor glands removed? But now here you are saying that, you went off at that party because, the anniversary of your father's death was approaching. It's actually like it's a pot meet kettle situation. Now, here's the thing that I was like, not Mary, but Jen, this was fucked up. When she was talking about Meredith, talking about throwing her that party, $80,000, I'm like, no, Jen, you threw yourself a party. That too, you threw a party for. It was for yourself. And then she let it slip that Seth and Meredith are separated, but they're dating each other. I'm like, that wasn't even your business to tell. I get you might be mad at her. Like, I couldn't be friends with somebody like that. If I tell you something that's private to me and then you go and blab it to other people, like, why would you do that? Hurt people. So then let's finish up with Whitney and actually Heather and Whitney. So we see them as they're getting ready to head to the luncheon. So they talk about how they feel that the day is going to go. Now Heather feels that, Jen is going to try to avoid Meredith. I'm like, you think so? I don't think so. So then they get there, and before they get there, Heather mentions to Whitney about Seth and Meredith. Now, Heather, I wasn't with you on that scene. Like, why would you? If she didn't tell you, if Meredith didn't tell you herself, why are we putting her business out there? That is tacky. Let's move on. All right, you guys, and then lastly, let's discuss Mary. The one thing that I will say about Mary is her house. I liked her house. I'm like, her house looks so much better than her personal style, because her personal style is terrible, but the house was nice. So she has Lisa over, and I guess it was just before Christmas. Wait a minute, how? Because Jen's dad died in September 2018. I did remember that. So I don't know when this was filmed, because she had Christmas decorations up. And they were talking about the fact that her son bought his girlfriend a Prada purse, and he bought her he bought her a Prada purse for Christmas. He bought her a puppy, and he bought her something else that was expensive. I'm like, Damn. That little girl, I don't want to say it, so I'm not going to say it. That little girl ain't stupid, I know that much. If he buying her Prada and all that kind of stuff, she know what she doing. And am I hating on the little girl? Absolutely not. Prada. Never mind. So Lisa and Mary are talking about Whitney's party. I'm so over Lisa being so judgmental, talking about the fact that she had burlesque dancers there. What that got to do with you? Did you have fun? If not, cool. If you did, cool. Either way it go, shut up about the fucking party and the dancers. I don't get it. So, Mary is talking about her luncheon that she's doing, and she wants this luncheon to be for the girls so that they can iron out their differences with one another. I'm like, good luck with that, Mary. Oh, that's gonna be where she tells Jen, don't get ghetto. I can't wait for it. So, they talk about Whitney's party. They're still talking about Whitney's party, and they're talking about the comments that Jen made. Now, nobody is, on Jen's side with these whole comments that she made. So, Lisa asked Mary, why would she say that and stuff, and why would she be doing the things that she's doing? Honestly, I'm going to agree with Mary on this situation, and I'm explaining it to you guys. So, Mary said that she feels that, Jen is in competition with her, and I do agree with that 100%. I do agree with the fact that Mary feels that Jen is in competition with her. I agree. And I'm gonna tell you guys why. Because you guys might be like, why would Jen be in competition with Mary? I said it in the first episode review. I think Jen saw that Mary had the potential to be the star of this show. And if you think about it, what has been the main focus that people have been talking about in the blogs? Think about it. Everyone is talking about Mary Cosby and her marrying her step-grandfather. And then, the first episode came out, everyone was discussing Mary, talking about the hospital comments. So I think Jen saw that, damn, this girl is probably going to be the breakout star of our franchise, whereas I'm trying to be the breakout star. That's why Jen is doing all this extra stuff, wearing the Chanel and all that stuff with the long ass, ugly ass fingernails. I think that's what it is. I think Jen was like, damn, she's gonna be the star. I gotta outshine her. So I gotta be extra. Like, I gotta be like Nene. I gotta be like Kim Zolciak. I gotta be like Lisa Vanderpump. I gotta be like Lisa Rinna. I gotta be like Leanne Locken. I gotta be like Teresa. I gotta be like Vicky. I gotta be like Tamra. I gotta incorporate some of these girls so that way I can stand out and I can be the star and I can outshine these girls. That's what it is. Mary, you are rude as fuck. Like, super duper rude. So the luncheon is the Met Gala theme. I'm in agreement with Heather. I don't think Mary knows what the Met Gala is. It's a costume party, basically. This is not Met Gala theme. But she was rude as fuck to those people that were helping her. So she got gifts for the girls. I saw, Louis Vuitton. And I saw her with those, they were monogrammed, like little planners and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, little notebooks and stuff. And she asked them, can they read? Because they were upside down. But I'm like, did you have place cards letting them know where to put them at? I would have cussed her out. So everybody arrives. What I was confused about is, why are there toy soldiers here? I wasn't, everybody was, Whitney talked about the red carpet. I wasn't concerned about the red carpet. I was confused about the fucking toy soldiers. What's going on here with the toy soldiers? Explain that to me. And then also, please explain to me, what the fuck did they eat? Now, I think that was caviar that they ate. Could have kept, because I wouldn't have been full. And I know that they were eating truffles, I think. $8,000. Shit, they would have kept it. So, in those little, little journals that Mary gave the women, she actually went up to Jim and she told Jen to write something in it that I guess the group doesn't know about them. So y'all talk about it. I know Whitney was talking about her, people judging her. Lisa was just talking about herself, like, I don't even know if it was confident, because Whitney was like, I wish I could have that confidence. I'm like, I don't even know if that's confidence. And we both said at the same time, arrogance. Lisa's arrogant. Jen talked about her dad, coming from, where she's from. And she's the oldest of 6. She's talking about, the standards that, were set upon her being the oldest and all that kind of stuff. And then she just went this, it was a long ass route to tell Meredith that she was sorry. I'm like, so you're not going to apologize to Mary? And Mary felt the same way. And that's actually where the episode ended. It was a to be continued, you guys. But that is going to wrap it up for this episode review. Be sure to like this video, leave your comments in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification button so you guys are aware when I drop anything else, and share this video. And until the next one, you guys, do me a solid favor out there. Stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Remember, wash your hands and wear your mask and socially distance. And until the next one, you guys, bye.